This new release from Citizen is sure to be a pretty big hit, I think, among the people that enjoy the brand or the style of the watch. This one is being loaned in by Trifecta Watches in Lafayette, Indiana. Big thanks to the crew there and Jake. Here is the hang tag. This is the CA4664-60W. Retail price $595. Link in the description. I'm not even sure he has this on his website. This is like super new. So I'll put the Citizen page there and hopefully it'll be added soon. I'll put direct contact information as well as a discount code that you'll be able to achieve a deal. So, and there's a bunch of different colors of this one too. I think he sent over one of the best ones. This kind of shimmery military green look to it has a very good look, I think. But there's other really good ones. I was just watching a live stream that Trap Vision 3D, I'll put a link to his channel down below. He was live at Trifecta and going over some of these new releases from Citizen on his live stream, and he showed some really cool colorways from this lineup. So let's get into it. I have a few measurements for you because I kind of tried to measure the case. I came up with like just under 40, but really it's 40 mil. I measured it from side to side here at the bezel, and it is 40 millimeters. So, but that is a reduced size for sure compared to the larger variants that came before this one were much more like a 42. So this one's a good size for sure. The lug to lug is also pretty short at 44.75. You do have a slightly movable, it doesn't really articulate center link here that kind of adds a little bit of lug to lug length there. If you so keep this bracelet on, which this bracelet is actually super nice. We're going to show that here a little bit better. The thickness is 13.5 millimeter, and that's like the thickness of like an SKX kind of thickness. But it is 200 meter water resist, so kind of makes sense. And then you do have a 20 millimeter lug opening. So, I mean, personally, I would rock this on the bracelet, but if you want to put a really nice brown leather or something, that would tie in nice with this green dial, I think. Or black leather, whatever. And it does kind of, the bracelet kind of flares out right after it comes off the lug opening, just slightly. And then tapers down immediately down to 18 millimeter. And then you have a simple fold over clasp with one micro adjust, but it's a pretty large jump. And then you just have a double pusher here. So to operate. I don't see really any way to do half links on this. And the way this bracelet is designed or constructed, if you look at it, it's got some open ventilation, so that'll be nice and breathable. The links, the way they're shaped, are very cool, very nice. They almost simulate all individual pieces. They are not. You can see that this is attached to those permanently. It doesn't flex there, but it gives you almost an illusion that it is going to do that. So it's pretty cool. And then you have a 6.1 signed crown, 6.1 millimeter signed crown. It is not a screw down crown. It is a push pull. So they did achieve 200 meter water resist with a push pull crown. That's pretty cool. Nice knurling on that, easy to operate. And then of course you have the chronograph feature here. If we go ahead and start that, you can see that orange or reddish orange chronograph hand start to spin, and you have a really nice sword hand set on this thing, keeping the legibility really good. So you got that, and it is an eco drive movement, so you can see on the sub dials they're a little bit like translucent if you look at them, and that's where they gather that artificial light, real light, whatever it can get, it will use to charge the solar cell. And then of course you have the date window in between the 4 and 5 o'clock submerged down in there. A little tricky to read, if I'm honest, it's deeper in there. You can see banned China. That little sticker is always on these. In case you didn't know, don't freak out. Pretty much most bracelets on most watches are actually made in China. I mean, most of these watches are actually made in China. Magnetic resistant, stainless steel, sapphire crystal, and 200 meter water resistant. Japan movement. But definitely, in my experience of handling watches and researching them a little bit, most bracelets are actually made in China. So even the ones that you don't think are, they are. I almost assure you that. You do have a friction fit kind of bezel action here. It almost feels like there's a little bit like notchiness to it, but I think it's just the way the friction is on it because it's a decent amount of friction. But if you want to do calculations, this thing has the ability, if you understand how to use it. I do not. It does have those marked out if you wanted to do that. That chapter ring looks like it's green as well. It looks dark, almost black at most angles, but it is just the angle of it. It is actually green, so that's kind of cool. If we stop the chronograph hand and reset it, it'll just sweep right back, and you keep your running seconds at the 6 o'clock position. Let's pop this on my 7 1/4 inch wrist so you can see what that looks like. I'll take off this Seiko 5 sports watch that I was wearing on a Clockworks Republic strap. I always get asked whenever I wear one of these out and about. This is a Clockworks Republic strap that comes with those fitted end links. So kind of a really cool thing that they do. Let's see here. There we go. There it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. I can definitely pull this off. I personally would go for the larger variant of the Citizen chronograph lineup. But if you like smaller watches, or maybe your wrist size just kind of pushes you in that genre, then go ahead and look at these. Because at 40 millimeter by almost 45 lug to lug, and really cool color options, nice weight to it, very good construction of this watch, good specs, and a great price. So definitely something to consider. Good lume on this too. So I just give it a quick blast of the UV light. Let's go turn off the studio light. And it glows very well. Nice green glow to it for sure. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.